Right.
So they showed a picture of Marianne posted a picture on Facebook about, Colton is the new Bachelor. And I made a reference to Colton because he was like all clean shaven in the picture, the Bachelor guy. So I said, Colton looks good with a clean shave. And Zach got all offended. I don't know why. I was having a little fun. He got all offended and dared use a profanity on his mother's page, which is forbidden, and he should know that. But then he said, "Oh, you probably can't even grow a beard." And I'm like, "You have to be kidding me."
He doesn't know Tim Leonard.
One thing Leonard men are very well known for is our
beards.
Is our ability to grow hair.
Though Dad never grew a beard.
Well, he didn't chose not to, but
no, he chose not. He hated beards.
He could have, but the capability is what I'm talking about.
When Dad was in the hospital,
yes,
he had like 4 days of growth.
Yeah.
And he demanded he be shaved.
Well, so
he was so angry.
So this is my proof to young Zach. Who's a great kid, by the way. I'm not, I'm certainly not upset with him in any way. But this is going to be the proof, and I will be shaving before cousin Bill's wedding. By the way,
for those who don't know, Tim Leonard used to have this Keith Hernandez type mustache, which I thought looked great on him. And then one day he thought, "Oh, it doesn't look good." Blah blah.
Because it's all gray now.
So is Keith's.
Well, I'm not looking to look older here. So that's why I go clean shaven. Yeah, so this will be here for another few days, and then when
you gonna wear it to the wedding?
No, not to the wedding. The wedding, I will be clean shaven for the wedding.
No, I think it looks good. Danny's gonna have a beard probably.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, just got to remind everyone about High Fidelity every Thursday at 2 p.m.
I love this show.
Hosted by Kim Tracy, featuring a mix of music with a focus on newer music and lesser-known artists. That's High Fidelity every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. Now let's talk about the Jets.
Does she play the alarm on that show?
No.
Sounds like the alarm.
Doesn't want to.
New music, lesser-known artists? It's the alarm.
The alarm's owned by everyone. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's talk about the Jets. They actually played pretty good yesterday.
Very well, brother. The Jets played extraordinarily well, not pretty good.
I was watching Channel 5 Sports Extra, and the reporter was like, well, the Sam Darnold era starts today. And I'm like, well, people said that on opening day, too.
You declared it over already.
I already declared it over. So, but she mentioned that.
Doesn't work that way.
I was like,
despite Rob Leonard declaring it over 3 weeks ago, the Sam Darnold era started today.
Well, if she had quoted me, I would have been very happy. But no, I wrote that as a joke.
Who was that, Tina Cervasio?
No, she was the host. It was some blonde. I forgot her name. But I wrote that as a joke on Facebook, and so many people responded because Jet fans are always at the edge of the window anyway, the edge of the ledge, like, okay, the Jets going to have another bad season? Oh, okay, I'm used to it. So a lot of people, I was joking, but he had a good game yesterday.
Well, he had a pretty good game. The rushing game was the star of the show yesterday. Isaiah Crowell, 15 carries, 219 yards. That's a franchise record, 219 yards.
Hard to believe it. You figured that someone else would have had a bigger thing before that.
219 is a big number.
I expect but then again,
who's going to get it?
I always
Freeman
think
McNeil.
Freeman McNeil. I think of Matt Snell or Emerson Boozer at one point.
219, big number. Big number.
I know, but those two.
Not John Riggins. Nobody. Isaiah Crowell.
Riggins only played for 3 years.
The newest.
People forget that.
So,
but people forget he actually played for the Jets anyway. So.
Sam Darnold, numbers-wise, didn't have a great game. He was 10 for 22 for 198.
But he had 3 touchdowns.
But he had 3 touchdowns, and one of them went for, 70? Yeah, there it is, 76 yards.
Right, which is huge.
To Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson had 2 touchdowns yesterday, one for 76, one for 35. So Darnold was able to go downfield and make, have some completions. Robbie Anderson was up to his old tricks. He got to the end zone after one of the catches and got down on his back and laid down like he was taking a nap, did one of those things. He was having a good time yesterday. But I'll tell you what, the Jets.
I think you should only do that if your team is winning, not the game.
They were winning.
But they have a winning record so far, which now.
Well, all I know is 10 for 22 doesn't excite me, that part.
No,
198 even doesn't really excite me. But 3 touchdowns,
yes,
that excites me.
That excites me.
I was very happy to see that.
Pick. So I look at that as like, you know what, that's very good. One interception.
But look at this. This is Here you got second quarter for the Jets. Isaiah Crowell, 77-yard run for a touchdown. 3 minutes later, Robbie Anderson, 76-yard pass from Sam Darnold.
See, that says a lot to me.
Boom. That
says a lot to me that they're going to they're not going to hold the ball. They'd rather get a touchdown.
Well, I mean those are plays that worked. Crowell, his run was he sprung it up the left sideline and he was off to the races.
Right.
Denver, another team, did not tackle well. Their defense is pretty overrated from what people I think thought it was going to be. But then Anderson, the same thing, 76 yards. It's a matter of getting that one seam or getting that one block, and boom, you're gone.
Yep.
And when you can put together two plays in consecutive drives like that, that's incredibly demoralizing for a defense. Because now, all of a sudden, they're not only playing from behind, but they're playing from way behind. And Anderson got a 35-yard pass from Darnold, minute 13 before the half, and that gave the Jets a 21-10 lead. That's a commanding lead in the NFL. So, and
especially after the second quarter ends.
Yeah, and then a couple of field goals. Terrell Pryor made a nice catch on a 20-yard pass from Darnold in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden the Jets are up 34-10, and now it's a laugher. So good for the Jets.
Yeah,
they showed us something. I don't know that this is going to be a weekly occurrence as far as big plays, but it was nice to see that they're capable of doing it. I still think that when you look at the yardage totals for Darnold and you see that of his 198, I'm going to do quick math here. Was it 111 and there's 20 on the other one? That's 131 just in touchdown passes. So the other 7 passes went for 60-something yards.
Yeah.
So that's the part I'm not so excited about because, again, most of what he's throwing is checkdowns, but at least Todd Bowles is maybe taking the reins off of just a little bit and saying, "All right, Sammy, we're gonna let you show off the arm a little bit and let's see how it works."
Yeah, well, that's what I would hope to see. Allow your rookie to.
Yeah, you have to give him more. You have to challenge him. You have to see what he's capable of, and that's all part of developing. You can't just keep telling him, "Hey, we're going to throw checkdowns and we're going to try, go for 5 yards here and there." You need this is the guy who you drafted 3rd overall, and you want him to be your franchise quarterback. That means he's going to have to throw the ball. And that means he's going to have to be able to take over a game when you need him to take over a game. And the only way he's going to do that is if the coaches put him in situations this season to learn how to do that. Yeah. And I think we saw a little bit of that yesterday. That this is a guy who he's capable. It's going to take a little while. I mean, let's not rush this. And the process is the process, and it's really difficult to rush the process. I know Baker Mayfield had a good game yesterday for the Browns, and I know he and Darnold are always going to be compared because Mayfield was the first pick in the draft, and everybody thought that Darnold was going to be the guy to go to the Browns, but they went with Mayfield, and Darnold now goes to the Jets.
The way Mayfield premiered himself was very, very. When he came in.
Oh, the first game you mean? When after what's his name got the concussion?
Yeah.
Yes. So Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I mean that's to me, that's a pretty good way to show yourself.
Oh, sure. But he's another one where don't get too far ahead of yourself. He's going to make mistakes too. He's had a couple of games where he's made mistakes. And the Browns won yesterday, but it was 9-9 and they were in overtime. And they wound up kicking a field goal and they won the game. And good for the Browns. I'm happy for the Browns that they're doing well and they're not losing every game like they did last year. It seems like they're going to overtime pretty much every game this year. But 12 points yesterday is in overtime. It's you were talking 4 field goals here. It's not like Cleveland setting the world on fire. And against the Baltimore Ravens, that was a pretty good defense. But still, you're talking about.
But you know what? That's
it's a win.
This is a team that last year had no wins. So
yeah,
wins are
what you're there for.
I think what Cleveland's very happy, and there's no reason not to be.
Yeah.
Okay, brother. We have about 4 minutes left before Big Ed comes in with the Good Gold Show.
He's Big Ed.
And after that's the Retro Mix. It's actually 4 hours straight of oldies.
Nice.
So if you like the oldies, because no one plays it anymore, you got to stick around for good gold and then the retro mix.
Tune in for the.
What do you got, brother? The Islanders won their open. I know that.
You need me here or what?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just saying. They won. There was it yesterday in was it Newsday or I forgot which paper it was, but they basically said that it might have been Newsday, but it basically said the Islanders should not have any more season openers outside of Nassau County because Brooklyn and the guy mentioned I forgot the guy
I don't know.
Name? Mark Herman maybe
could have been. He'd be Newsday.
Yeah. But basically, the guy wrote about the car, which the truck thing.
Stop. We're not going to waste any more show
time. Oh my God,
on the
that's
car.
exactly what I hate about
that's
this
frightening.
Whole Barclays Center.
Anyway, the Islanders won their season opener 2-1 in overtime over Carolina. That was down in Carolina. Josh Bailey scored on the one-timer, took the assist, of course, from Matthew Barzal.
Right.
Just 43 seconds into the overtime on a power play.
Yeah,
so good for the Islanders on that one. 2 nights later, in the home opener, which was Saturday, the Islanders lost to the Nashville Predators 4-3. It wasn't really as close as that. Barzal had a goal and an assist. Josh Bailey, 2 assists. The Islanders actually got a goal late in the second period on a power play goal by Anders Lee. That made it 4-3 because it had been 4-2, obviously. But the Predators kept control of the game. And that's a very good team, Nashville.
Yeah.
Underrated, very good team. They've been a very good team for a couple of years now. And they know how to close out a game, and that's what they showed against the Islanders. So,
and of course, the Islanders this year have to prove that they can live without Tavares. So.
Yeah, exactly. And he got his first goal for Toronto in his first game. And if you want to go with another Carolina New York thing, the Rangers scored 5 goals against Carolina yesterday, but Carolina scored 8 against the Rangers. So, another disappointing Carolina New York result. Anyway, Major League Baseball, I was a little surprised by this. The Minnesota Twins fired Paul Molitor last week on Tuesday, day after the show.
And what about Buck? Showalter wasn't he fired?
You know what? I don't even know, but he's going to be fired if he hasn't been fired already. Yeah. Also, MMA, which is a sport we never talk about on this show, but your boy, my brother, Conor McGregor, got choked out in his first fight since the Mayweather boxing match, that ridiculousness. But he returned to the octagon and got whooped up on by Khabib Nurmagomedov. I don't know.
Well, you know what?
Khabib. They just call him Khabib. Yeah, like the Alabama quarterback, they call him Tua. That's
Big Ed's good at that chokehold.
I know he is. I'm worried because it was a rear naked chokehold. I'm worried that Big Ed behind me is going to put me in one of those.
Ed knows that stuff because Ed's a cool guy, but man, you get him going, that chokehold comes right out.
See,
it's almost like Chief J Strongbow's sleeper hold.
That's what I'm talking about.
So except that's real.
Chief J's thing was the rear naked chokehold at 3:03 of the 4th round, but then Khabib jumped over the octagon and got in a fight outside the ring.
Okay.
And Dana White, the guy who's in charge of the UFC, is now thinking about stripping him of his belt because it set off a melee at the arena. So we're going to see what happens there. McGregor, of course, tweeted that he's looking forward to a rematch. Of course, because obviously any fight that he's in, he's going to make a lot of money. But so that was Saturday night in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. But what are you going to do?
That's where the Vegas
craziness follows Conor McGregor, and craziness follows MMA.
It's good. It's good publicity. That's all I have to say.
Pretty much.
Well, brother, that just about does it. We're out of here for today. Next week we'll be back, of course, with more sports talk or from the press box.
Yes.
However you want to look at it. I am Rob Leonard. He is
Tim Leonard.
All right. And your Twitter handle is?
At Real Tim Leonard.
And coming up next, Big Ed Newlands with the big hits from the past and, well, not the present, but the past. The good stuff. The best way to look at it. And I'll see you Friday with Beatles songs. Take care and bye-bye.
The views expressed on air are not necessarily those of WHPC, its management, or Nassau Community College. Responsible opposing viewpoints will be considered by emailing them to whpc@ncc.edu or by mail at WHPC 1 Education Drive, Garden City, New York 11530. Thanks for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.